What's new, 802? I'm Becca Hammond, and you're listening to Vermont Talks. Vermont Talks may include graphic or explicit content. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Vermont Talks. It is the 67th episode on April 27th, which is a Monday, and we're hanging out at Pingala, which is amazing. This makes me very happy that I can do these kind of things. I'm here today with the Burlington Sounds guys, and and Burlington Sounds is Taylor Friss and Casey Culp, and it is a vinyl compilation featuring artists from across Burlington's music scene. And the first anticipated release date is late summer or early fall of this year. So, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Excited to be here.
So we were talking just a little bit, just a little background. So Taylor, you are from
New Jersey.
And when did you move here?
Moved here about 2.5 years ago.
Nice. And Casey?
I'm from Virginia. Moved here around 2.5 years ago. Same time, yeah. Moved from Denver, though.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Much cooler place.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so
Burlington's better.
100%. Burlington
Agreed.
is the best. So I love the concept of Burlington Sounds, and as soon as you came out with this idea, it seems like all the bands in town were like, yes, we want this. So how did you come up with the idea and put together this concept? Because this is fairly new, right? This has just been a few months.
Yeah, it's just been a few months. How we came up with it, I don't really know exactly. We're both huge into music. Casey plays mandolin, I play guitar and bass. And we love the music scene here. Like, I think that's part of one of the reasons why we love it so much here. And, you know, every time I go to a show, I'm just like fascinated about how much talent there is and energy there is in the music scene. And was really just trying to think of a way to promote it, right? How do we promote these musicians within the Burlington area so that people listen to them more or go out to shows and support them? And then how do we reach people beyond the Burlington area, whether it be in Boston or Montreal, so that they hear what an amazing scene we have and come to visit and see a show or just listen on their own. And probably about a year ago, I got a record player. I was holding off for a while because I knew it was probably a bad idea because I would just buy tons of vinyl.
Yes, it is a massive rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's a huge rabbit hole. But every time I would go into a record store, I'd be, looking through the records, having a good time. Some partners like, you should get a record player. And so I finally did. And then, I think I was just listening to a lot of records and was like, what if we put all these Burlington musicians on a record? And I think it's a really great way to celebrate the scene and promote their music. Because especially when you buy a record, you're thinking that you're going to like listen through the whole thing. It's a different experience. And so I think it'll be a great way to highlight the musicians and the music that they're putting out.
Yeah, it's definitely an idea that kind of faded when CDs stopped being a thing. The anthology systems where they would find the coolest tracks, right, and then turn them into the now CDs that had 100 different nows, but they just don't exist anymore. I know there's like individual soundtracks and playlists and that kind of thing in the digital world, but we're kind of lacking on, hey, I bought this has 12 songs and
let's explore it.
Right. And it has like the art and the references and all that cool stuff that comes with like a handheld piece of music.
Yep. 100%.
Really cool
and
idea.
we've learned, I love CDs too. I think the sound quality is incredible and stuff, but it's also easier. What we've learned with the vinyl is it's hard to maximize the amount of songs that you have on it, but put it in an order that works for vinyl and get songs that, will work on vinyl from a sound perspective.
With the length of the vinyl record, you can like barely scratch the surface of what is in the Burlington music scene.
Yeah, Casey's been diving deep.
I think I've listened to over 100 local bands at this point, spinning around my living room and enjoying life.
Yeah, so we're hoping, we're calling it Volume 1 because we're hoping to do future versions where we can feature more of the musicians, dig into, different genres and stuff. And but yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far.
Yeah, there's a lot of creativity around just putting together, even though if the songs are done, trying to get them to fit on a piece of analog. Because CDs are amazing now. You can buy a CD that has so much memory on it.
Yep.
You can put something like 70
I think
songs.
CDs are going to have a comeback.
Yeah, I do too. I honestly do. I think because you could put the entire discography of a band on a single CD now. How long is a side on vinyl? It's not very long.
No, it's a great question. So we've been learning a lot about how vinyl works. And, if you want really good sound quality, you're probably working around 18 minutes. And then 18 to 22 minutes, there might be some degradation in sound with volume or bass, but it still sounds pretty good. And then above 22 minutes, that's where you're starting to make some significant trade-offs with volume and bass and stuff like that. So we're aiming for under 22 minutes so that we still are able to represent a lot of musicians, but can keep a solid sound quality.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's when it becomes almost like Jenga, right? Or like, this song's 3 minutes and 2 seconds.
Yep.
How can we make this fit?
Yeah. And it's interesting too that, I love music, so I find this stuff interesting. It might be boring to others, but there are also different strategies around how you order the songs based on the sound quality. And so like songs at the end of a side have less room because the circles are closer together. So you can't basically carve them as wide. Somebody else might know more about this and be like, you're totally wrong. But so that's been really interesting. Somebody was telling me that like Fish has worked with like really highly technical record pressers and they're able to fit 30 minutes on a side and it sounds amazing. So there are all sorts of things you can do. Yeah. And I've always wondered, because with Fish, it's probably like one song aside. It's like it's like a 7
we
record.
gotta fit this whole song in.
Especially for the live shows.
That's the other thing. Like, so many of these bands here have like really great, really long songs, and it's just like, if we put this on, it really kind of just like
takes you over the side. We're hoping one day to do like Burlington Sound Selects, do like a triple LP and just put all the long songs on it.
That's actually a really cool idea. Yeah. No, I love the double album sets.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah,
that was another discussion we had at one point, was doing a double right away. But I think it's cool to have separate ones over time.
Right. And you can get your feet wet and see how this one goes.
Exactly.
Because people are excited about it, which is one of the questions I actually wrote down. How did you pick the bands? I know they must have reached out to you. Was this a lottery at a certain point? Like, how did you figure out what made sense?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think a really important one too, because there are so many incredible musicians and we want to make sure that they're represented. And fully transparently, like, I'm a pretty spontaneous person. Like, I get an idea and I just want to run with it. And at the beginning, I wasn't sure whether people would want to participate. Like, I know there are artists who are sensitive about how their music is represented and might not want to throw it on this big compilation. So I was kind of testing the waters to see what the interest was. I reached out to a bunch of musicians that I like in the scene. And some responded, were super enthusiastic and were like, yes, I want to be on this. Some didn't respond at all. Some were like, who are you? What is this? What's going on here? And so from that initial pool, we picked some people who said yes and were willing to participate. Quickly realized it was skewing toward my preferences of music and maybe not representative of the full Burlington scene. So from there, we made a post on Instagram asking people to recommend bands, and we went through those. Casey's been listening nonstop to local bands, and we've been putting
up at 4 a.m. on accident, scrolling through my phone, clicking different Instagram links.
So we've been putting together playlists and figuring out what genres we're missing, and reached out to some bands based on that. But that's pretty much how it came to be. I think in the future we'll probably take a more thoughtful approach to it. But we're really excited with all the musicians that we have and think it's a great representation of the scene.
Yeah, that's awesome that you had the willingness to say, hey, maybe we should get other genres.
Yes.
Because I wasn't sure if you were doing like a rock album first or like, oh, these guys are all jazz, we're going to put them all together.
Yeah, and we thought a lot about that because initially I was thinking maybe more mellow stuff like folk and jazz and just kind of a very like easy listening type of album. Because that's when I put on a vinyl record, that's a lot of what I listen to. It's at the end of the day, and I just want to put on something soothing. But then we were finding all these other bands that were just too cool not to make a compilation from. And it's really neat hearing just totally different genres back to back And sometimes it can be a bit jarring, but that contrast creates really energizing moments. And so it's been really fun to play around with it.
Yeah, see how we can traverse across genres pretty much.
Anytime we make a change to the order, we like listen through it all again to try to figure out what fits. But maybe in the future we'll do like certain genres. Like I think it would be really cool to do like a folk side and then a punk side so that, if you're in the mood for something relaxing, you put that on. And then if you're in the mood for something more energizing. So I think there's a lot we can do with it, but we're excited to have a good mix. For the first one, I think it's good to have a sampler.
Yeah, definitely. And I love the idea. Like, there's so many ideas that you could put together for this, and you basically have like this unlimited supply of really cool musicians.
Well, that's the thing. We're just putting it together, but there's the musicians are really the ones doing the work here.
Right. Oh, that's awesome. This is so cool. I'm excited to see this and hear it when it comes out. And this is an aside that wasn't written down, but have you picked out a presser and where are they located? I have to ask this because I actually interviewed the guy from the Burlington record plant. RIP, moved to New York.
So they are the ones who will be pressing the records.
Yes. Awesome.
I reached out to him. He was super excited because they were in Burlington for a while and he was connected to the scene and they do great work. So we'll be working with them for the pressing, and then Tank Recording Studio, Julia over there is doing the mastering for the songs. So we have to master them specifically for vinyl. So, I mean, that's one of the amazing parts of this project is like, not only are there great musicians, there's just incredible ecosystem for recording music, for getting it mastered, for putting it out, great creative scene for all of the assets and artwork and stuff like that. So it's been neat to be able to build this project. Burlington Record Pressing is now in Albany. It's still like all local.
We still claim them.
Yeah, exactly. Their name
still
is
Burlington.
Burlington. So I think that counts.
That's really cool. I will say, and I'm spacing on his name. Wonderful guy. Incredible attention to detail.
That's great.
They would sit there and listen to every single pressing, and if there was the slightest anything off, they'd put it in their secondary pile. So even if it was perfectly listenable, if something was slightly off, even like the coloring, they were like, nope, this one's not for sale. We're going to put this in a different pile. And he actually gave me a huge stack of vinyl that was like B cuts. So here, you like this? You like metal? Here you go. And I just walked
incredible.
out. Like
they must have like a whole
albums.
archive of. Oh wow!
It was so cool. I should look it up and send you the pictures because the whole space was covered in vinyl. Because he literally would take the B cuts and just be like, slap.
So cool.
Put them on the wall.
Well, we'll have to pick up the records. They don't mail them, so.
Right, that would be really cool. It's cool to hear that you guys found them.
Yeah,
that's so cool. Awesome. Okay, so there was another question that I thought you wrote down that I thought was really interesting. The other compilations like this in the past. This makes total sense. This exists. I have never heard of any of these except for Big Heavy World. So please, if you know the history, I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't. There are a lot. Like surprisingly, when I looked into this, there are a lot of Vermont compilations. There was one called, I'm blanking what it was, but it was for like the quadricentennial, called Thrufters and Thrustones, and it's music from Vermont's first 400 years. I haven't listened to it. It's a little intimidating. I don't know what's on it, but. Our friends found a record from, I want to say it was from the 60s in one of the local stores that was a lot of classical music from around here. I know Burlington Does Burlington is a really cool compilation that's worth checking out. I think they did one in the 90s and one recently. It's all Burlington musicians covering other Burlington musicians. So it'll be like Robber covering Rough Francis or something.
That's so Vermontine.
Yes,
Burlington like.
and they recorded it all and they put it all like it's a really neat project. I think they may have done one recently too, and maybe a little festival around it. And then Big Heavy World has done a bunch. I think they did a lot of punk CDs that they were putting out, and I recently found their website. It's an incredible resource. They have a whole Vermont music library, and I'll have to get connected with them at some point and learn more about what they're doing.
See, I could put you in touch with some of those guys, and we'll see what they want to do. Because I also want to help make Big Heavy live. Just keep something alive, even if it's in memoriam of Big Heavy. It would be nice to keep some of that going. Because the actual archive of their thousands and thousands of CDs is actually in the National Library of Congress.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Jim Lockridge went down to the Library of Congress and like handed off the
So
Vermont
cool.
like audio history. So there's a lot of love for that. I know a lot of the bands are really, really emotionally connected to that place. So yes, there's lots of love for the scene. There's a lot of collaboration always in Burlington when it comes to music. Okay, so back to your vinyl. What kind of artwork do you guys, did you bring different artists in? Did you get thoughts from the bands? Is this still in progress?
It's still in progress. So we're trying to finalize the track list first, which we're like 99% of the way there. And then that'll probably inform what the artwork is going to look
I don't know
like.
if I trust that 99%. Taylor texts me every day. He's like, I don't know, man, should we do this?
Yeah, it changes quite a bit. So that's the main focus, because then we can send it to get pressed, and then we'll work on the artwork and have someone local do that.
Right. Oh yeah, once you have the plan together, I'm sure the artist can make something really interesting
Yep.
with something so eclectic.
100%. I tried to make one myself, and it was very nice, but it was quite boring. It didn't fully represent. So we're going back to the drawing board.
Yeah, if you need tips, the Oddfellows have a zillion artists
Oh, nice.
that are part of the Oddfellows or related, and whatever style you feel like, you just suggest it, and they'll be like, "This is
They
the
know who it is,
person
yeah.
to ask,"
Nice.
which is awesome. I just love the collab between the musicians and the artists in Burlington. I
The
think
creative scene here is unbelievable.
it's so cool. They come up with such interesting things when given, like, here's your sonic reference.
Yep.
Like, let's see what you create with it. So, very cool. And trying to think of all the intricacies around vinyl, because vinyl's not cheap. Like, doing this up front this is a big undertaking for you guys, because even for a band to get 100 vinyl printings done, that's not a cheap endeavor. Is this something you guys were like, oh, we're gonna have like a collaborative group and your band can put money in, or are you guys like funding this yourself, and then just hopefully the community will come together and support later?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we initially the idea was to crowdfund it, right, and do like a GoFundMe or something like that. And then when I started reaching out to musicians, like the quality of musicians that are on this record are unbelievable, and the response from the community has been really great. And if we went the crowdfunding route, it probably would have just taken longer. Like, this process is already pretty long. It's going to take like 3 or 4 months to press and stuff like that. So we're going to fund it ourselves, and just hope that there's support out there for it. And it seems like there will be. And we're super excited about it. Like, we have dreams to do other volumes and like turn this into something bigger. But even if we can just put out one, I think we're both super excited to be able to do that.
Have you talked to the record shops yet? There's so many record shops now where I would bet they'd be happy to put your vinyl on display and say, hey, this is a collab piece of all of these Vermont musicians. I could see them putting that, just a little more effort into just sticking it on the shelf for you guys. If you pose it as, hey, this is, however many bands. I don't know how many bands you're looking at for it, but I could see that.
Yeah, we've been talking, and there are so many. I mean, that's part of what made us realize that there is support for this project too, is the number of record stores that are out there. Like, even within Burlington, we have a bunch: Burlington Records and Speaking Volumes and Pure Pop, and the list goes on. Even here at Pingala, they're selling records.
Yes, mind blown that happened today.
So we've
Will you
been
guys
talking.
take the Burlington Sounds record?
Front and center.
Hang it on the wall.
Just wallpaper of the Burlington Sounds record. So yeah, we've been talking to them, and they've been super helpful too. Like, I've been talking to some of the stores about what types of things get attention on records. Records are like, it's kind of like the sneaker industry, where there are all these little things that collectors look out for, and different things you can number the records, or there are different types of like cardboard wrappings. I forget what they're called. Like
the sleeves and the inserts.
Yeah, sleeves and inserts and all sorts of stuff. Hype stickers, and so yeah, they've been super supportive, and it's been cool also just going to explore the different record stores, like going into Montpelier, Butch Spieler Records. I don't know if you've been there, but that's a super cool shop. There are a few in Barrie that have been around since like the 70s and 80s, and
Oh, that's
just
cool that
have-
they managed to survive the lull.
they said it was rough, but they said they bought a ton of records during the lull, and now they're worth
move.
something. Yeah,
Yeah, now everyone's buying them again.
exactly.
It's so funny. I just heard one of the Hackney brothers is taking over a record shop in town.
Yeah, I think it's speaking volumes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool to me. And there's so many little shops that are like the ones in the basements and the ones tucked in the third story of like whatever
Yep.
weird boutique. Yeah. And then you walk in and there's like thousands of albums and you're overwhelmed. So, there. That's it. You have plenty of places to sell this. Plus every band, I'm sure, who's involved is going to put it on their merch table and be like, hey.
Yep, that's what we're hoping as well. I think that'll be a good opportunity. And it's cool because a lot of bands don't have their own vinyls. Like you mentioned, it takes a lot to put out a vinyl record. And so some of the people we're talking to are like, I would just love to hear myself on vinyl. Like,
Right.
yeah, it'll be really cool.
Yeah, and I see that collaborative nature of this, where not only are they supporting themselves, like, hey, buy my vinyl. They might find a new band.
Yeah.
Whoever buys it might find a new band that they haven't listened to and be like, wow,
Yeah.
I need to go to their show.
I would say, I don't know about for you, Casey, but for me, I don't think I listened to about 75% of the bands on this record before we
Yeah,
put it together.
easily.
And now they're
Yep.
some of my favorite bands.
Yeah, yeah. My taste is becoming like solely local. Just like continued exposure of listening to the same song and like having like different opinions of it throughout.
It's amazing what is out there that's local that is so far from like the pop music scene. I won't go on a whole rant here, but the pop music scene is so depressing in so many ways. It's so like capitalized and conformalized and like it's just boring. There's a point where everything just got boring on the top 100 stations. And the second anyone does anything interesting, they all steal it.
Yep.
And they all sell the same.
Mhm.
This is boring. Vermont artists don't tend to do that quite as bad. Like, sure, we might jump on trends, but not the same. You can't listen to 20 different Burlington bands and be like, oh yeah, these are obviously Burlington bands.
Right. And we're going to need one of the things I was thinking is to put the genre of each band next to their name on the back of the record. So when you're buying the record, you kind of know. And then I was thinking, what
How do you
genre?
classify? You can't
Like,
do it.
The front, yeah, like some of them fit into a category, but a lot of them don't.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll put some fun names that allude to what they might be, but
Right, you can make up your own genre.
right, exactly. Have a fun little description. Or maybe we'll put what it feels like to listen to it.
Ooh, I love
Yeah,
that idea.
sending some of those
Yeah.
to Taylor.
He's had some good ideas for
It's
that.
like being on mushrooms and misty green mountains, something like that. No.
There's so many ways to just. I always thought it was funny when someone, I forgot what band it was, somebody came on my show and they referred to themselves as like crunchy something, but like it was like a food reference. I'm like, the flavor
Yep.
of the band. Never thought about it that way, but yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor and I started a sort of new non-existent band, and I was thinking about the genre. I'm like, this is music to fetch balls to. Farmers market jams.
Yep. There you go.
That is great. Yes, that is an actual Vermont genre. I've never
Farmers
heard of it
market.
before, but that's totally a Vermont genre.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, several bands that are Vermont farmers market. Cool. So how many bands do you think, I know you're still planning, how many do you think are going to end up on the first release?
Should we count?
I think we have
Is it
about
like 14?
yeah, it's about 13 or 14.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we're fitting quite a few. Some of them have short songs that are really awesome, and we're like, we're gonna put this one on, and even the short ones we feel like represent the bands well, and so we'll be able to do that. We're also hoping to squeeze in like a little intro and outro maybe with a voice actor, and throw in some unique things throughout. So yeah, I think we'll get a good number of bands on there.
Cool. Voice actors are interesting too. That's one of those things I forget exists. Burlington has a couple of these guys that sound like a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do it, but the very dramatic, deep voice.
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that's the thing with vinyl, like I mentioned before, like when you put on a record, there's no skipping songs, and like so we might take some artistic freedom and add some fun stuff to it that I think people will enjoy. That'll make it different from just another album.
Yes, I think you should definitely do that.
Yeah.
The ginger in the smoothie is suddenly attacking my sinuses, realizing it wasn't a good choice.
Oh, yeah, shout out to Pingala. I think I might have mentioned that, but shout out to Pingala, and they're very good smoothies. And let us hang out here.
No, Taylor was talking to me about this project, and I was like, oh, this is like cool and fun. Like, I want to help with this. And I was also one of the only people that was listening to him perseverate, I think.
Casey has been a lifesaver.
And then I didn't realize like how important this would become. Like, it's still fun, of course, but it's like, oh, people like care about this.
Yeah,
Like,
people are really into it. That's the amount of
Yeah.
followers you guys suddenly like had 500 plus. I don't know what you're at right now, but I was like, wow, clearly the bands are stoked about
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah, and that's when originally it started as kind of a fun project, and I figured, let me just put musicians I like on it. And then I was like, wait, this should represent the Burlington scene, because people are actually following it and stuff. But Casey's been a lifesaver, and I've talked to some musicians about this, but like sequencing an album and choosing songs for an album, you have to listen to those same songs over and over and over and over again. And if it was just me doing it, I mean, I'm already going a little crazy about it, but it's been really awesome to have a partner in this project who loves music as much as I do and wants to, put it out into the world.
You always start second guessing yourself after that 20th listen through. It's so nice to have someone to like bounce. Hey,
100%.
do you actually like this? Is it just me? Is this cool? Am I losing it?
Exactly. 100%. And it's also made me realize something about the musicians is like, for me, it's, I don't know, putting art out into the world isn't as easy as I thought it would be. Like, it's one thing to make art at home, but then to actually put it out, to have others listen to and critique or enjoy or whatever it might be, is a whole other thing. So definitely kudos to all the musicians here and all the artists who are constantly putting out work that they're passionate about. And it's been a big learning from this project is that it's not easy to do.
There's just like a huge level of like vulnerability, I feel, that you have to accept, kind of.
100%.
And I bet you guys feel like you have to do it right for the bands, right? Because they're all kind of like relying on you. They're like, oh, you're going to pull this off. It's going to be awesome.
Yep, 100%. Fortunately, none of the bands have been super picky about like asking about what other bands are on it or making sure they're in a certain order, which has been really nice. I guess they trust us for some reason. I think we'll do a good job.
I'm sure they're just...
Champ.
DJ Champ. Yeah, that's the thing. DJ Champ he's responsible for everything. He's the one doing the work. We're just talking for him.
I'm sure the bands are just happy to be involved. They're like, oh yeah, I got in at the ground floor. I'm happy right now because let's say you have the potential to have something really cool that people are actively like fighting over in a couple of years. And I can see that because the Burlington bands, just looking at like what happened at the Stone Church down in Brattleboro, I think that is, you can't play. Like the bands literally can't get into play there.
Really?
So it's almost like this like, no, how'd you get in?
That's awesome.
And with something like this, it's so limited. So I think you have real potential there, especially with the amount of interest that you already have. So
yeah, and the
really
depth of music here too. And I think that one way we might be able to do it in the future is having those genre specific sides. That it's just like, hey, we're going to focus on this genre or whatever it might be. That might make it a little easier to pick and choose. But we'll see. Excited to see what the future holds. I hope this goes on the episode. This is the smoothie break.
Brief pause of smoothie break.
DJ Champ.
Stop with the scratch.
He's been practicing his scratching, and he needs if anyone knows a DJ around here can give him some lessons. Hit us up.
There's so many DJs too. I get overwhelmed with the amount of musicians in this, just Burlington, not even the whole state. Like, what do you mean there's 25 DJs that are like, yeah, we're spinning at whatever club? I'm like, what? You exist?
I was sending some Vermont electronic music to like just some friends that don't live here, and they're all just like, Vermont EDM is where the spaceship landed. This stuff is wild.
That is awesome.
It's so crazy.
Can you name drop a couple EDM artists from Vermont? Because I literally don't know. I've had a couple odd ones that I was like, do you actually play out? And they're like, no. Okay, who actually plays out in the EDM scene?
I didn't really want to be name dropping.
Roost World is Kate Cush and Roost World
kind
are
of the
big.
big ones. Yeah.
Nice, cool.
I love DJ Taka.
Yeah.
I know people know him around here.
yeah,
I don't know if he
people know
puts out
that
his own
name.
original music, but
I don't think he does. Maybe he does.
Yeah.
DJ Taka, if you're listening,
Yeah.
let us know.
let us know. Let us know.
Yeah, that guy, or actually, I don't know if guy. That person is very famous, though. That's one of very few.
He's been
There's
playing
like-
Radio Bean like every Friday for like 25 years. It's amazing.
Yes,
And he's
that
always
rings
awesome.
bells.
But that's the thing. I think part of this project is we hope you discover like some musician that maybe you've seen on a lineup somewhere at some venue you go to, but because you didn't know them, you didn't go check it out.
Yeah.
I think it's worth just one, hopefully you find a musician here who you go out and see because you like them, but also just encourage people to go out to a venue, go out to Monkey House, go out to Radio Bean on a night you don't know who the musicians are, and you're probably going to find something really cool, which is part of what's awesome about the scene.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's so many things happening every weekend. You almost have to like pick and choose.
Yeah.
And I get in those moments where I'm like, do I go see this band or do I go see this band? Like the really hard lineup choices.
Yep. It's a tough life we live.
It is. It actually is when there's enough good local bands to have those moments. Yeah, I love local music. Our scene here is so cool. So many cities, I hear these, and people with weird attitude about local musicians. Like, have you ever been to a local show? And they'll go, no. Like, how can you have attitude if you've never been to a local show? Like, they'll only come out to higher ground if it's a famous person. And I'm like, well, we don't get any famous people.
Yep.
Smoothie brain.
DJ Champ again, scratching all the records.
Okay, so let's see. It'd be very bad if I knocked your smoothie over. What else do we need to talk about? Oh, events surrounding the release. I have to say this one in a second. I'm really curious how much I can cut out of this. We'll see.
I think the listeners will like it.
This is a vibe.
Very pleasant.
We can put a beat over it or something, and turn into some noise music.
It's like us mixing the tracks, you know.
Exactly.
Mixing the smoothies.
Okay, so are there going to be any events surrounding the release?
Yeah, so we don't have anything planned. We've been talking to some different venues, though. We would love to do an album release party, hopefully have some of the bands playing. Then also probably some like listening sessions. I know there's Doma, which is the vinyl bar in the South End. That's a really cool space, and I think it would just be neat to play the record, have people listen. And so more on that to come, but we're hoping to do some events around it.
Nice. Yeah, there's a couple, I've heard of other vinyl listening events where they literally said, like, bring your own vinyl.
Yeah, so Doma every Thursday
Is
is a
that the same one?
BYOV.
Okay.
And I haven't been yet, but I'm going to go and play Burlington Sounds there every week.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, just kidding. I'll bring some fun stuff.
What was the other? I could have sworn. I could just be putting my foot in my mouth. I could have sworn there was another place that also did vinyl.
Oh, there definitely might be, yeah.
Yeah, they may have just gone out, though. That's it. It's hard to keep track sometimes.
Yeah,
It's like
Doma used to be called something else. They got new owners recently. But there are some other places that do it as well, yeah.
Right. They had like curated listening events. They're like, we're going to play 3 albums with this wine.
Was it, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it La Prize? Or that might have
It wasn't
replaced
Reprise.
the original one.
It was another wine bar that I really like, and I can't forget the name. I'm forgetting the name of it.
That's
but-
okay.
But
That's it.
It was put on by an organization that is like an organization for people who like to listen to quiet music.
Mm.
And if it's the same event that you saw, there's also like a synthesizer society around here too
Nice.
that puts on some of those events.
Nice.
There's like some really neat stuff here
It
that
is, yeah.
you dig into. There's a lot to explore.
Yeah, the electronic music scene always blows my mind. There's so many things that are plugged into other things on some of those setups. It's like a full 8x10 table of things.
Yep.
I don't know what any of these are. And I'm like in the music scene. And
Just
I have
bleep,
no idea what's happening.
Bleep, bloop, beep, bloop.
Yeah,
There's all the, you know,
exactly. There's little
little
bloop bloop
buttons.
sounds.
Exactly.
Those guys are awesome. That's it. I feel like you could make half an album of every single genre in the world.
Oh yeah.
Easily. 22 minutes? For sure. We've got that in Burlington,
Yep.
I think.
There's some serious depth.
Even just like jazz. You could probably do a full album of jazz that is just local, like purely Burlington, which is amazing.
It is.
Jazz.
I feel like, you know, other places of this size, like there might not even be 14 bands, but I'm sure there's more, but like 14 bands that are active and performing like they are here.
Oh, that's
pretty
actually
wild.
true. It's kind of the same with our food in Burlington. It's kind of like that. Like we have so many different cuisine types from all over the world. You go across the border to Plattsburgh, they're like, we have Chinese food and sandwiches. And that's pretty much like the whole food scene. There's really not a whole lot going on. And same down in like Rutland. Rutland's a pretty big city.
Yeah.
My sister lives down there and she's like, we have 2 places.
Yep.
We have Chinese food and there was like a Thai house. And I'm like, and that is it. You don't expect anything else. Same with genres and music flavors.
Yep.
Comparing them to the food scene. For whatever reason, we are a culture hub. Okay. Anything? Oh, where will people be able to get the record? I think we kind of talked about this, but if there's any specifics.
Yeah, no specifics to add. I think we're going to try to get into a lot of the local record stores. You'll also be able to purchase it online. Hopefully some of the bands will be selling them at their merch table or some venues. And
yes, you actually have a whole website, burlingtonsounds.com, and a newsletter. I wanted to call that out. Are you planning on selling off of your site with like an e-commerce store?
yeah, so we'll probably sell off of the site as well, so that people who are not in the Burlington area can purchase it. And yeah, if you want, you can sign up on the website, put your email in, and we'll send you updates. Instagram too, we're posting a bunch of updates there. Maybe one day we'll start a TikTok. Sorry, DJ Champ will start a TikTok. But yeah,
I
definitely.
even thought about like shipping out all of these if we got.
Yeah, we're gonna have to ship them.
How are we gonna do that?
I don't know. If anyone wants to help out on this project, whether it be shipping or artwork or whatever it might be,
Our houses are just gonna be like
Music.
full of records.
Yeah, full of
I don't mind having
gotta
500
FedEx.
records and that was a big FedEx day. Yeah, and hopefully we'll do like a party for everyone involved in the project. I think that'll be fun, because there's a lot of work going into it. So I think it'll be good to celebrate.
Awesome. End of summer, early fall, perfect time to have a release party.
Yep,
Wherever it is. Best time in Vermont, to be honest.
it is. Not too hot, dry. And
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Not too hot and dry. Awesome. I don't really have any other questions, but if there's anything else that you guys wanted to discuss or any thoughts on before we call it.
No, I mean, just thank you everyone for all the interest in the project. If you all have questions,
thanks for bringing us
definitely
on.
reach out. This community has been incredible. Like, we've been learning so much about all the people around, everyone that, we've been giving out flyers and stuff, and everybody I've met has been super supportive. So we're really excited for this and hope you all are too.
I think we are. Awesome. Okay. Your email. Is it okay if I use
Yeah.
the main one you put down? Taylor@burlingtonsounds.com if you want to get in touch, or just go to burlingtonsounds.com and join the newsletter. Highly recommend. All of this is going to be linked along with the transcript today at vermonttalks.com/67, and that'll get you over to the Burlington Sounds pages, their Instagram, everything will be on there. And I think that's pretty much it. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you, Casey. This has been a really fun interview. I'm really excited for this project to come out.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for listening to the end of the show. Subscribe to Vermont Talks on your favorite podcasting platform. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all over the web. Contact Becca at vermonttalks.com if you'd like to be interviewed or if you know someone who should be. Thanks so much to Jason Baker for creating the show music. The views and opinions expressed by the guests are those of the individuals and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Vermont Talks. Any content or statements provided by our guests are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, anyone, or anything. And that's what was new in the 802. Have a great day.